Hello, everyone. This is Editing Aja, and you're hearing her before the actual podcast. So, in this podcast, I don't. It is so bad. I am even hesitant to post, but I think it's kind of stupid, and that's funny. So I'm posting it. But my mind was elsewhere, and I was recording in the office, and I was like thinking about something else. So. The way I tell my stories are just like, yeah, you get me. So yeah, that's that. And the official clip will start after the beep. Hello, everyone. This is going to be an ASMR podcast. Okay, never mind. That is not what I was going for. Hello, guys. I am in the office, so I am speaking very, what's the word? Like I'm controlling my voice. So, anyways, apparently people miss my podcast. Like, how sweet is that? Kyron texted me and he was like, Aisha, is there no other new episodes? And I'm like, oh my god, someone is actually missing my podcast. Like, wow, great, that's wonderful. My self-confidence just went up a lot for a brief moment, but it did go up after all. So I asked for ideas, and some people did send their ideas, and some just said, what ideas? I don't have a brain. So Faria asked, why do people break out during quarantine? And I thought about this for a while, for a really long while. I did my research. Okay, I'm kidding, I didn't do my research, but I did come up with a theory. So I think, right, like my theory, right? So when I was in India, my skin was so bad. It was like really, really bad. It was so dry, and I didn't have the moisturizer to combat that. It was so dry. It was bad to the point where my skin turned like very dark on that one particular spot. And when I came, but overall it was okay, except it was dry around my chin area. And then I came to Brunei, and my skin broke out like crazy. Like, it was insane how much I broke out. Like, there was like multiple eruptions around my chin and cheeks, especially around my chin. And I think it's because I kept touching my face, even though that's what I'm not supposed to do when I'm traveling. But I think it's because, I'm traveling and I touch my face. I did try not to, but I ended up touching my face, and I had eruptions all over the place. It was so bad. I almost cried, thinking how bad I must have looked, and I went to work like that. But now it's okay. My skin right now is actually glowing. I'm surprised. But here's my theory, right? One is because people don't really wash their face or take care of the skin enough, since they're always home anyways. I mean, they're not going out, so why bother washing their face, right? Maybe. Or they are... Actually, that's all I got. I thought I had one more, but apparently not. So yeah, that's the answer for that, Farah. And Fatin Battery. Fatin asked for cat stories. So here are some cat stories. When I went to Singapore on December 18, I think. And before that, I had to like train my cat to live outside, because no one can take care of it inside, and it poops in the toilet, and no one can clean it up since we're not home, right? So I had to train it to live outside, and I did, and I had to leave it in a cage outside for several nights, and I cried like crazy. Like, I would leave it, and I would go home, up to bed, and then at like 1 a.m. I would go back downstairs and like watch my cat meowing in the cage, and I would cry. Like, I would cry. That happened, but then not unfortunately, I mean fortunately, the one of the staff around my house, they took care of the cat, and she was safe and sound, though she was missing for a couple of days, but safe and sound. And yeah, and then I came back to Brunei on March 18. Oh, exactly 3 months. So yeah, I came back to Brunei on March 18, and I saw my cat. She didn't remember me. She looked at I went and say hi, and she looked at my sister like her face literally said, "Who the fuck is this?" So that happened. And after a couple days, she warmed up back, warmed up back to me. Is that the phrase? Huh. So yeah, after that, and then I came back, and I think it was the next day or 2 days after, my cat was gone. Like, she didn't come back home. She usually, goes out, and then, like, she owns a house, and she didn't come back. Oh my god, she has a lizard in her mouth. So, my cat had like I don't think it's a lizard. It almost looked like a mini iguana. Or no, it looked like a mini monitor lizard. It looked like a lizard, but it was green. And she had it in her mouth, and I got so startled. I had to like get it out of her mouth. That's why that clip happened. Anyways, where did I stop? So yeah, 2 days after I came back, my cat was missing basically for 2 days. She was missing for 2 days, and on the second day night, she was waiting outside our gate, and my brother brought her back in, and she had an injured hip, and I think she took so long to come back home because she was struggling to walk back with the condition of her hips, and that broke my heart because she was in pain. She couldn't stand, and all I could do was watch. Seriously, I was in self-quarantine at that time. I was ordered to, and I couldn't bring her to the vet, and I had to like beg my dad and sister to bring her to the vet, and they said she had some hip trauma, so they just gave some painkillers and some vitamins to help her. So yeah. And I think around a week plus after that, maybe 10 days after that, she escaped. I mean, her hips were somewhat healed. I mean, she could jump and stuff. She just had a little trouble with it. Like, she was not as fast, I guess. So she ran. I was trying to catch her, but it was early in the morning, and I just let her slip. It was 100% my fault, and I feel so bad about it to this day. So she ran away for 6 days, and I don't think she ran away. I think she just went somewhere, and she got locked up somewhere, like maybe in someone's garage or something, because she came back on, I think, on the day of Isra Miraj. Because I think that was the day I was fasting, and I woke up for supper, and I ate my food, and I was about to close the back door, and before closing it, I was going to feed the other cat, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, I really hope my cat walks through that door right now. And she did. Actually, she did. Saw her, and she was like dirtied, and she was so sleepy. She was like mangantuk ba, like so sleepy, and she was starving. My baby was starving. She was starving. And during those 6 days, I left the back door open for like up until midnight, and I would close it, go back to sleep, and worry. I'm like, what if she's just dead somewhere? Like what if she's dead? And I was worried about that. And then I would just randomly wake up at 1 or 2 and open the back door and just wait, hoping that maybe she came back home late and she can't get in now because the back door is locked. So I would do that, and I was so worried, and I cried a lot. And after she came back, I cried again because I was so happy. So yeah, that's the cat story. And right now she's safe and sound. She goes out, she comes back home like a responsible teen. She's somewhat like a teen. Yeah, so she goes out and comes back. And someone asked about my trip. I forgot who. I think it was Azmer. Yeah, I think it was Uz. He asked about my trip. It was not much, honestly. I mean, you can see Singapore, Malaysia, and Penang, I think, on my IG. And I went to India and I did nothing there. Basically, I just slept, ate, played with my niece, and just repeated that all over again for 3 months, 3-ish months. It was the longest I've stayed in India, and it was. I mean, I won't say it's bad because I did spend some quality time with my family, but I didn't particularly like staying there. I guess. I mean, it's not my vibe. It didn't vibe with me. So that nothing happened. Literally nothing. So I wrote down self quarantine 101 under the ideas list because my brother gave me that idea, but I don't know. Well, when I was in quarantine for 2 weeks, that's like that government orders. I basically did what I usually do, just stayed in my room, ate in my room. The only reason I went out is to get food in the kitchen and to use the toilet. That's all I did. And I also wrote down how to feel better in quarantine, but I'm a depressed bitch, so I have no idea. Like, I really wanted to talk about that, but no idea. And I said, weather. Oh, panas bro, panas. Today, right now, it's so hot that I had to force my brother to get ice because we didn't have ice, and I had to like buy it because it's hot. It's ridiculously hot. So here are some words from my cat. So Putti. Never mind, she's fighting back without yeah. Turns out, this is also editing Aisha, by the way. Turns out I didn't do an outro yesterday when I was recording the podcast. So here's the outro. Happy fasting. It's first of Ramadan right now, and I think it will go up today. So yeah, happy fasting. Do your prayers. Just since we're all at home, we don't have anything to do. I think we should just pile up that good deeds. And I will leave you with. What should I leave you with? Right, BTS Filter. That's what I'm leaving you with. Bye. 너의 따분한 그 표정, 지루한 발끝, please look at me now. 핸드폰은 내려놔, 고개 돌릴 생각도 마. Let me know your type. 날 골랐으면 되게. 너의 눈에 나의 손으로 보게. 이 자기가 비밀을 데려가게 온전히 새로운 세상에. 네가 만 너를 떠봐 이제 go. 팔레트 속색을 섞어. Break your filter. 어떤 나를 원해. 너의 세상을 변화시켜. I'm your filter. 네 맘에 씹어줘. Okay. 어때 조금 느낌이 와. 아직 모자라. Yes. Girl, you have your chance. I can be your genie. How about Aladdin? 뭐든 대줄게. 날 골랐으면 되게. 네 감정에 날 감싸 안을 거야. 은밀한 숲에가 너를 위해 매일 새로운 거야. 늘 똑같은 건 재미없잖아. 팔레트 속색을 섞어. Break your filter. 어떤 나를 원해. 너의 세상을 변화시켜. I'm your filter. 네 맘에 씹어줘. 푸른 듯하이로 변한 날 봐. 볼수록 귀여워 미치도록. 취향도 기준도 뛰어넘어. 넌 오직 나만이 원하게 돼. Yeah. 날 만든 사람 바로 너니까. 난 여태 네가 본 적 없는 brand new filter. 내게 날 맡겨봐. 더 짜릿한 걸 볼 수 있게. Break your filter. 나만을 담아봐. Break your filter. 나만을 담아봐.
Watch out.